thought would be rather close in the way that both these teams like to play around their main tanks, but it has been Loltish beating Shark to the punch.
Yeah, most of the time Loltish is winning these out. We've seen a load of great Earthshatter blocks thus far. We talked about Elivote and his propensity to eat ults on the D.Va with the defense matrix. We haven't seen that much D.Va thus far. He's been playing on the Zarya or on the Roadhog or on some other hero like a Sombra to try and come at them from a different angle, not give Winstrike what they were expecting in terms of that dive composition that Angry Titans have come to use quite often in this second season.
Well, to put this into perspective as well, both of these teams last time around did not make it to the finals. So now a guarantee for one of them to make it. They were both knocked out in the semis last time over in Poland, but now Angry Titans on the verge of making it to the finals to either face, well, they might face Giganti, there's a lot of hype behind them at the moment, or they could face the others.
Meanwhile, Winstrike having a familiar feeling of deja vu. Last time it was themselves against British Hurricane, this time up against Angry Titans. And Angry Titans are going to be opening up on the offense here. Looks like a pretty divey composition. We do have Urki out on the Genji, trying to use those dash resets and the reflexes, move up against the snipers of Kenzie and Unfixed. Only God's going to be hanging back a little bit with A-Fox at his side, trying to find a great angle through which to fire. Going to be using that grapple, trying to sort out who is in his sightlines. Can't quite get the headshot onto Unfixed. And Kenzie,
Kenzie found himself a little bit quicker. Nice. So on the defense already, finding the first kill. They might be able to res that. It's in quite an easy position, but you can look already. Angry Titans getting aggressed on. Urki's on the solo mission as well, it seems. Almost taking out the Mercy. Problem is, you got a Winston on your tail, buddy. And so does Kenzie. He's got that left click on that SMG. No worries.
A little bit disjointed here from Angry Titans. Loltish diving in on his own while the rest of Angry Titans were moving out of the dodge. When we saw Urki going in as well on his own to try and take out Eng. Kenzie's been taken down, but brought quickly up again by Eng. And, well, there's going to be no resurrection for Main now as the tanks found him.
Okay, 1-0 up now in terms of people available to the fight. However, Winstrike, they might have to be a little bit more careful here as they get instantly dove on in the back line. However, Loltish now moving himself towards the cart to try and get a little bit of space. It's going to find Kenzie. They might want to just chase him out here. Dragon Strike unleashed for Unfixed, and we'll claim the life of at least one member. Angry Titans do have spawn priority, remember. Look at Kenzie's positioning here. Doesn't mind getting zapped a little bit by the Winston. It's going to activate those emphasize and get chased a little bit more right back to his supportive line. Already almost a tick acquired here. They might just want to get onto that point. Transcendence used by Angry Titans already. In fact, ults across the board as that self-destruct comes through as well.
Loltish will block the self-destruct, and now they've got to figure out who on Winstrike they want to take out first. Charles put himself on the point to keep it in contestation, while Kenzie is trying to command this sightline, but Loltish is still on his tail, but falling low, and Chow's going to finish that off.
Oh, Winstrike now in a dominant position as Luddy does end up falling as well. They ended up securing a tick, not quite the second one, only about 6% off. Mini D.Va taking a little bit of health off of Kenzie, try and get the remake. Elivote is going to find it, but the problem is Shark's going to dive straight after him and end up killing him off anyway.
Only God has had his infrasites expire, so no one knows where anyone is at the moment. And now Unfixed is no longer over Hanzo, can't use that Sonica instead. He's going to be on a Tracer. In the back line, he's going to try and find A-Fox before Kenzie can. It's going to be a little bit of a race to see who can dismantle the Zenyatta first. Urki, not much luck thus far with Genji, but he does almost have the blade. Main's ready to counter it though. Transcendence is one of the greatest tools in your arsenal against a Dragon Blade if you don't have a Brigitte Shield Bash available. Yeah,
we've got a lot of formidable Zenyatta's hip, Main, obviously A-Fox in this game to name a few, and even Ding. Only God is going to find Kenzie on the Widowmaker, and that leads Urki to have a 95% of his blade. He's ready to unleash extremely shortly, and Only God in a nice position here as well, actually on the back line. If you manage to catch the Zen here, that's a free blade for Urki.
He wanted to watch out for Kenzie respawning though, now has put himself in that groove where he cannot be sniped from behind, but will be vulnerable to the front. Urki has finally got a blade off a passive charge, but Only God, his co-DPS has already gone down. Elivote's gone up close with Main, trying to force out that Transcendence already.
Only God wanted to kill Main, but Main got to him first. It's going to get resurrected, however, and that Guardian Angel Valkyrie will end up running out for Luddy, sentencing him to death, it seems, as Kenzie finds the headshot. Urki still looking for a blade target or a blade opportunity. They end up forcing out the Transcendence, which is perfect, ideal timing for him, but the rest of his team are going to die. He's going to sacrifice himself to the gods of Winstrike, and he is going to go back to base rather quickly. Big stagger, however, onto Elivote here, who's in the mini D.Va form.
Angry Titans, who look pretty dominant thus far, now sit with 23 seconds between themselves and being held on first point of Temple of Anubis. Only God came in, but he just as quickly was taken out by Kenzie. We're going to have to go in for a res there. Luddy's quickly swapped over. He's trying to make up his mind. He's back on the Lucio. You need to swap up the song. You need to bring up the tempo. Urki's going to be able to do just that if he can come in and stay alive. A-Fox has the Transcendence ready to go.
Only got to switch over to the Sombra as well, trying to get in, trying to get some neat hacks. Urki finally unleashing the blade, tries to dash over to the Widowmaker. That Transcendence not going to be there anymore, as Main did end up using it earlier on. Self-destruct now on the point, doesn't want to be held at first. Luddy going low as well, bounces back into the point. Shag still has that Primal Rage. A kill trade here coming through as Kenzie actually ends up getting res. So man advantage now for Angry Titans. They do have spawn advantage also. Elivote and Lolsish, finally the tanks show up as they end up killing Aang and Kenzie. A-Fox switching over to the Moira, possibly to get back to the point in time, but Unfix is the only one there, and he ends up going down regardless. OT push here for Angry Titans, but they get 4 minutes added to the time bank.
A-Fox deciding whether or not he wants to move back over to that Zenyatta or another healer. For now, it looks like he's weighing up his options, and it will be the Zenyatta returning. Luddy's there to play Taxi with that speed boost, and 4 minutes of extra time have now been given to Angry Titans to try and take point B. But Winstrike, they're going to be holding firm in their face. Kenzie has had enough of the shenanigans of Urki, moving over to Brigitte. He can expect a lot of shield bash in his future. That will stun you for exactly 1 second on a 6-second cooldown, so that's a lot of uptime where Genji's going to feel incredibly scared.
Well, Urki's got himself up towards another blade, almost 40%. He's looking quite strong in the sidelines, getting a little bit of poke damage down. He's going to have to be very careful of that Winston, however. Lolsish does go fairly low. He's got that Primal Rage. He's in the front line. It does actually unleash it. Zhao's going to get instantly demexed here as he does get pushed into the corner with that Primal Rage usage, meaning that he is going to go down as well. Extremely low health, that small baby D.Va, and that beat used fairly early as well, just corrals them forward. And now a blade is available for Urki, but does Main has the Transcendence? He doesn't know just yet, but you've got to feel he does.
Indeed, and here comes the Dragon Strike from Unfix. Managed to catch out A-Fox, and now Luddy's in trouble as well. Zhao's going to finish that one off, and Unfix is now just going to pick up the pieces. There goes Onigod, and Onigod was trying to keep that bottom health pack hacked because there was a lack of healing on the side of Angry Titans. Luddy's now going to try and address that by moving in onto the Mercy instead of that Lucio. Onigod's hacked health pack there respawns on a 4-second cooldown. It gives 100, or rather it gives 250 healing every time you pick it up for maximum efficacy, which is 62.5 healing overall. Or 62.5 healing per second, which is more than a Mercy can give you, but that does require you to move to the health back rather than it coming to you, so it can force position from Angry Titans and mean that Winstrike can exploit that positioning by having Kenzie wait down for Brigitte if it's not needed.
Well, if they weren't sure they had Trance now, Main definitely has got it. They know that in their minds. They're going to have to force it out, either via EMP or Lolsish jumping on top of him. Elivote has got the self-destruct as well. Could launch it in to maybe corral a couple of members of Winstrike. You can see Translocator getting destroyed. Only 5 HP now. It's not immortal, unfortunately. Urki still controlling the blade. EMP comes out. Self-destruct as well on the back line. Now he chooses to go for it. Transcendence comes through from Angry Titans to keep Urki alive during this blade as well. With Zhao going down, this getting destroyed, that does mean the rest of the members are going to have to corral back from Winstrike in order to actually get back on this point. Remember, they were all hacked for a time, and the Dragons will get launched in by Unfix, but can't quite land any targets here, and he almost goes down as well to Onigod, who's just harassing him on the side with that SMG.
He rehacks the bottom health pack, but everyone's revealed down there, and Brigitte's going in, swinging for the fences and swinging for Onigod as well. Luddy's going to join them, and Angry Titans have got themselves halfway towards a full cap of B, but they are going to be taken out.
Each fight for Winstrike now is just cementing them in this game and making sure they're one less fight away from getting their place in the finals, either against Giganti or Eagle. And now it is Winstrike. They haven't got many ults to work with. Angry Titans, they've had ults. I was going to say that Primal Rage, but a wholesale swap up. Quad tank. 3-3, sorry, not quad tank. Sorry, I only got on Hog. I was like getting excited, but will mean Elivote's probably going to have his mech online first.
I've decided to go for Onigod on the Hog over the Xayah because they want that explosive pick. Potentially knows that maybe he won't be able to get that Graviton Surge in the 40 seconds that remain. They still got to contend with all of his ultimates on the side of Winstrike for Primal Rage and the Dragon Strike and the self-destruct as well. The Primal Rage can knock people into those area-deficient ultimates, and now Kenzie's ready as well with that Junkrat.
Under the stairs were sent the Dragons. Onigod goes extremely low. In fact, all the tanks from Angry Titans going low as Kenzie just fires bombs willy-nilly onto the point. Might just be another Dragon Strike if they're not careful. Onigod gets taken out with that Storm Arrow, and he's already up to 60% on it. There is a Transcendence coming through from Main. You can see exactly why they wanted to pick this map. Kenzie with that Riptide now just punishing those shields coming through from the tanks on Angry Titans. Elivote sends the mech in to try and get a couple of self-destruct kills, but it only ends up killing the shield. There's the Dragon Strike coming through through for Unfix as well to clear out the point, and Kenzie to pick off a couple of straggling members. Who's he going to go for? Looks like two. Lolsish and Avox go down. Overtime is now here, and it's only the stragglers now for Angry Titans making their way onto the point. Only God's even on Doomfist.
Indeed he is, and everyone else is being punched the hell out of here. Winstrike with a dominant defense.
And Erky gets killed. Luddy down as well. The Doomfist wasn't quite enough from Only God. A .2 hold here for Winstrike, and now Angry Titans are going to be on the defense.
They're going to have to defend incredibly well if they want to claim their tickets to Paris in this map, Jaws. Temple of Anubis could be where Winstrike decides to turn this around. We talked about how during the halftime they need to come together, have the group huddle, figure things out, and it looks like they may well have done that. Moving into their map pick last time on Kings Row wasn't quite as good as we may have expected, but now, Temple of Anubis, they know their stuff. They know what they're doing, and they know how Angry Titans are going to play this as well. Reading them like a book in this case.
62% and only 1 point to claim for Winstrike. They are on the offense, of course. Angry Titans, we'll see what they want to roll out with in about 9 seconds. Double Sniper would seem like the order of the day from them. Only got it on that Widowmaker. Has been beating out Kenzie more often than not here. Even Erky actually switching over to the Brigitte. Okay, full holding with that shield from Lolsish, and even Elivote to be cancel out that Kenzie Widowmaker and just give Only God a little bit more space.
Yeah, Only God knows that if he can stay behind that shield, he won't be pressured by Kenzie, but he will need to worry about flanks. We do know that Kenzie likes to play this sort of acrobatic Widowmaker, always coming in from a different angle. We saw it when he was running away from Lolsish when they were trying to defend point A. He was always in a different position, trying to get off a sneaky shot that Angry Titans weren't expecting. Not only that, Unfixed, it's in his mantra as a Genji to be able to get around that shield that Lolsish will present and find a way into Only God's defenses. There won't be a co-DPS either. Erky's moved over onto a Brigitte. He's going to be trying to brawl out on the ground. Maybe he's going to try and rush himself onto main when he finds alone, because no one's really going to be staying with main. And he's going to have to go forward to support the tanks. He's going to have to come back onto main when he gets in trouble. That's his escape route, that's his conduit. And if you can remove that by killing main, then Eng's going to be in a very vulnerable position.
Who's got to deal with Unfixed dashing around too. Another dive DPS wants to jump onto that backline. Suppress Only God seems like the tail and the objective here for Winstrike. We'll have to wait and see how they want to actually go on the offense on this map. Also, like you said, is going to set up with that shield. You can see firmly planted behind it. We have Only God. Takes 1 headshot there. There you go. 25% already. Thank you very much.
They're using some defense matrix to save the shield of Sharek. I'm not sure if that was a great investment. Only God's going to now reposition, wondering where his rival in the Widowmaker will be. Kenzie instead going to be staying on the low ground. Doesn't want to expose themselves on the high just yet. And you can see Unfixed in the top right of your screen, having a little bit of a dash around, wants to try and find his way around this shield.
Nice little dirt there from Sharek, turning 180 degrees so he doesn't get instantly headshotted. Unfixed doing a good job already of farming up that blade. He can do that on the Orisa. Orisa finds it pretty hard to actually take down that Genji. Speaking of taking people down, Erky's taken out main. Maybe that was their win condition, like you were saying. Eng really hasn't got a way out now. Kenzie hasn't found, well, Only God hasn't found a way out either as he ends up taken out by Kenzie. And that will be Xiao getting demeched also, but man advantage now for Winstrike. They are moving forward, and that's a beefy blade coming up soon also.
A caged bear is the most dangerous. Eng didn't have any option but to go in hard, and Winstrike did exactly that. One kill after another. Does look like they've torn through this point of Angry Titans defense. Lolsish is still here. He's got his fortify and his shield. It's going to be very hard to kill, but unfortunately, the remainder of his team will not be.
Remember, overtime was Angry Titans' push. That's the point at which they got it, and they got 4 minutes added to the time bank. This time around, it was Winstrike. Took them a push and a half to actually make it possible, and now with 6 minutes and 30 seconds, they only need to claim 62%.
And what they also need to claim is a quick window here. Avox, 57% of the way to transcend it, so look at what Unfixed is packing. He's got the blade in his back pocket. He's ready to bring it out. Kenzie's under duress here. He needs to pop the Valkyrie to save him, but the question is anyone going to be looking at Unfixed, who's going to be ready to draw that out in but a moment?
Kenzie has the visor as well, almost online, 20 more percent, and Unflix will know exactly where Angry Titans are laying in wake. He's going to dash up, use the blade, go straight for the support. He's going to get pocketed, but Avox is already dead. He's 37 HP, he has to back towards a health pack or his supports, who are going down as well in the process. Erky's jumped onto his own Genji and takes out main, and the Zenyatta was long gone and dead also. They baited Unfixed in using that blade, and then just decided, you know what, we'll kill your supports. No support for the Genji, and they end up finding an almost team kill. Angry Titans defend for now.
Lolsish was instrumental. He got a quick knockback on to Unfixed. After he used that dash there, he had to move his way forward and take a little bit of extra time killing AFox. It also meant he couldn't get any support because we saw that Eng in the back had to use his Valkyrie to keep Kenzie healed. It was under duress from Onigod. Came in, left him at 20 HP and forced that Valkyrie out so that there was no support for Unfixed. Some great defense there from Angry Titans. They have a semblance of stability. They need to keep it, Jaws, for an entire 5 minutes, and that isn't a great start, Onigod. Just threw that in the bin.
Threw it in the dumpster. Now Urki doesn't want to throw that blade in the dumpster either. It's rather sharp and it's got Main and Eng's name on it. Unfixed building himself up towards that Dragon Strike. They are going to move forward as that bubble does end up breaking down. The positioning from Angry Titans now rather aggressive. Everybody's all split up. Only got forced to recall here as he does end up taking a large chunk out of Chow. Has to be careful of the Brigitte though. Kenzie ends up finding
Maximum
and finds
range.
the one-shot combo also. Now one member dead for Angry Titans. Unresurrectable target as well. Transcendence use fought them also to push them through this choke, but you got to be careful. Urki's got blade, my man. You got to have to watch your back now.
He's lying in wait. He's waiting for his point to move in. Here comes the Dragon Strike and the Dragon Blade.
Oh, the Blade is just going to dance through the Dragon Strike and he ends up taking one out with him. Elivo's mech is going to fall also, but they're going to be on the point. Almost finding a tick with 4 minutes left and remaining. Onigod is, however, still alive and does manage to take out Eng as he was going for that rather risky resurrect. For the time being, Winstrike are delayed. They didn't manage to secure a tick either, so they haven't got that safety net of their next push.
Winstrike were desperate for that tick. We saw Eng use the Valkyrie after he'd also lost a couple of members. Wanted to try and bring that back by going in for the resurrection, but Onigod was ready, was under him, throwing up those pulse pistols in the air, firing it off like he just did not care. Winstrike now moving over. Chow, I thought he was going on with a Wrecking Ball, but he was just getting his mech back over on to that Diva. Once again, Kenzie almost has a rally ready. And when that armor's there, that's going to be incredibly difficult for Onigod to chew through. Lolsish and Elivo as well. Small arms fire isn't very effective against armor. It's his main counter.
Beautiful stick from Onigod. Mains might not be able to receive that armor now. However, he does get resurrected. You can't forget about those. One ultimate for that resurrection. Not too bad for the time being. And Urki's almost got himself another blade also. 95%. And there is the rally being used. But Main's already going to go down. No armor for you anymore. Perfect coordination coming through from Onigod and the rest of his team to eliminate that target. Urki's going to fall though, and he did have the blade remaining. However, he is going to get a quicker spawn than Main is here. So we might be able to put it to good use.
Winstrike didn't get much off of that rally at all. Elivo is lying in wait with a self-destruct. He can throw it out, but I don't think it's going to be important at the moment. May well use that through a remake in the last few moments. Winstrike have lost about half their time bank now, Jaws. They've got 2 minutes and 50 seconds left. What looks so assured as a victory is running into a concrete defense from Angry Titans.
Dragon Strike available from Unfixed. Has to back off as he has got a large Winston in his face. Lolsish hasn't got Primal Rage, who has to scamper away to that large health pack below. Now, what is he going to do with it? That's the question. Is he going to wait for Urki and then buy his team a lot of space by using it rather defensively? Main's almost got that Transcendence as well. Another very important ultimate to deny Urki his blade. There's the blade finally used. Urki has to dash up into the skies in order to not get one shot almost instantly. Unfixed is going to go down though, as Onigod is going to find the kill yet again on the back line. He's going for Main. He gets the stick also. He finds Kenzie still on the defense. Angry Titans staying angry. And now 2 minutes remain for Winstrike.
Eng being escorted out with a defense matrix there, and that was a great bait there by Urki. He knew that he was up against the Transcendence. He was like, okay, I'm going to trade ultimates, but what he knew is that Kenzie would be focusing on him. He was going to use that shield bash to try and shut down the Genji, which was a much larger threat. And while Kenzie was looking that way, he wasn't looking at his back, and that's exactly where Onigod put that pulse bomb. Sharek, Chow, Unfixed, ready with ultimates. It's the same combination we saw defend this point before, but Angry Titans this time, they aren't running on empty. They have their own tanker ultimates. We know exactly how effective Elivo can be with his self-destruct. It's a deep dive to start off with.
They jump on the tank line, and meanwhile, Lolsish just jumps straight on the back line. Eng's going to go down. Unfixed is going to follow him also. Sharek's got the Primal Rage, cements himself on the point, but the problem is he's already got missing a healer. He's missing his own life as well as another. Will be Lolsish and Elivo cleaning house here of the front line. Winstrike go in. Angry Titans dip back ever so slightly and punish them for every step they make.
You can dive as deep as you like, but you won't be able to save Eng from a counter dive of Angry Titans. Main no longer playing on that Zenyatta. Instead, he's over to the Lucia, wants to bring everyone back fast and move in with them for that fully fledged dive. Kenzie needs a speed boost as well to be able to keep up. Unfixed moving now over onto that Tracer and wants to be a pain in the side of AFox. But Eng's already down. It's a deep dive already from the side of Angry Titans, and they're going to have to back off again.
Sharek's going to go down as well. Onigod finds one. They do end up getting a comeuppance kill, however. In fact, two, as Kenzie manages to solo out both supports from the Brigitte. Not entirely sure how, but they are going to have to reset. 30 seconds remain.
30. Fateful seconds here for Winstrike. 30 seconds between themselves and exiting Contenders Europe Season 2. 30 seconds between Angry Titans and a ticket to Paris. They need to hold strong. They need to hold fast. They need to be concrete. They need to be the dam in the face of a river that is Winstrike. And that river is going to be pushed forward by the primal fists of Sharek, who has that rage ready to go, but Onigo's trying to waylay them. Already the Valkyrie is out. The damage boost is here, and so is the primal rage.
2 Valkyries down, like you said. Urki still has that blade. Meng hasn't got that the Transcendence anymore because he's on that Lucio. He's almost got that beat. However, Transcendence on point to soak a lot of that self-destruct. Urki finally pulls the blade, jumps in, gets stunned. Mackenzie's there already. He's already dead, and they're going to chase the rest of the supports out. Luddy's going to go down, and A-Fox is going to follow as Chow comes up clutch. A sound barrier to end it all with Winstrike, using it in the nick of time. Kenzie gets resurrected, but the spawns are good. Onigo gets up, and Chow's mech gets destroyed. They still need to find a tick on this point. Elifo is only there to survive. He needs to demeg, find some cover, and actually get it back. A-Fox gets pushed away as well.
And now, but a few percentage points remain. Can anyone get back? No, they cannot. Winstrike will survive. They will take us to an escort map.
1 tick remained, and they couldn't get back on the point in time. Angry Titans, they end up falling in this one, but Winstrike, what a final push. OT as well. They had 6 minutes plus in the time bank. So close, yes, almost so far.
It looked so good at the end for Angry Titans, but they just couldn't pin down Eng. The man was too evasive, couldn't be taken down by the blade. There was an attempt from Kenzie to try and shut him down with the shield bash, and he did manage to hit it to his credit, but unfortunately, Urki was escorted in by A-Fox with that Transcendence, so he didn't die. Unfortunately, not enough people on the side of Winstrike did for Angry Titans fans. We're going to have to stay angry a little while longer.
Well, we're going to jump to a quick break, and this could be where the train ends, or we could go to a map 5. We'll have to wait and see. We'll see you guys in a bit. Hey guys, welcome back. Angry Titans versus Winstrike. 2-1 right now. Angry Titans still with the match point, but we will be jumping on to Escort.
Titans can bleed, as shown by Winstrike. Their first map loss in the playoffs. But now, it's a scary proposition, Jaws. Angry Titans get to pick a map.
They actually get to pick one, and now it is all up to Winstrike to find something to combat them. We could go to a map 5. It could go the distance, and Rialto will be that decider.
Can you imagine the beautiful story that reverse sweep would be for Winstrike after having just gotten picked up by an org? But As hungry as they are for it, Angry Titans are just as famished as we move over to the beautiful Rivieras of Rialto.
Question is, are we going to see a lot of Wrecking Ball here? We haven't really seen Wrecking Ball played a whole lot on Rialto, and in fact, there's a lot of nice architecture you can use to swing off, and I'm just thinking about the first and second archway you do actually go through and lead the payload through. Come on, that's a nice power driver spot.
And a lot of potential for environmental kills as well, because there aren't that many safety railings. The Italians being a little bit lax on their safety railing when it comes to the Riviera, but I guess most people can swim. They're not really 70-year-old German Crusaders in huge armor that just makes them sink like an anchor.
To be fair, no Overwatch hero can swim.
Yeah.
So, are we going to see a new Overwatch hero that can swim? That's the question. Or like, walk on water.
Leonard Oxton or Tracer was like an Air Force captain. I'm pretty sure you should be able to swim. I mean, I know you're in the Air Force, not the Navy, but I think it's basic military training that you should be able to swim. Like Jack Morrison as well. Come on, guys. Let him the side down. They need their floaties.
Clearly failed the class. Unlucky. Angry Titans on the offense, hoping not to flunk out. Winstrike hoping the same, as they're going to be on the defense first.
Oh, we'll have to see what they are going to be putting up here. We do see Sharek often hold on this corner with a huge amount of support from the side of Winstrike. But once again, we're going to be seeing the double sniper. Unfixed and Kenzie feeling rather hot on these heroes at the moment. But we'll have to see if Angry Titans will be able to match them. It looks like we may see mirror compositions here. Lodi's just playing with us there. We're not actually going to see the Tracer from him. It's going to be the trusty Mercy there with the Resurrections to bring back anyone who gets taken on out.
Mirror comps for both sides also. No cheeky shenanigans, no holding at the gate. Oh, no, no. I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way. Unfixed goes fairly low, but you've got to deal with the shield first and Lolshish as well. I think that was a full right click, actually, from a Zenyatta. They do hurt.
A long sight line here from Onigod, trying his best to not be spotted out, and Urki's going to be doing the scouting here. Does have a Sonic Arrow that will reveal Sharek and Chow.
Wow.
Won't reveal Unfixed.
No, it will not. He actually used that on the ground, so it only revealed the corner there. Unfixed is going to do the same on the stairs to make sure they don't get spotted out. Main's going to go down here. Big flank from Elivote there. Lolshish punishes Eng's positioning as well. Actually takes out both supports. So right now, Winstrike just running for the hills. Unfixed trying to find some cheeky exit kills. However, the rest of his team are going to fall around him as Sharek ends up going down. They're going to spot him out with that Discord orb. Nice push here from AT. They might just get it in one.
Yeah, but Kenzie is still hanging around. There will be time for a engagement from Winstrike, and he can come in from the back and try and pick off A-Fox or Luddy. Here comes a contest from Chow, but won't be staying around long.
Evil Eng does jump over the Riviera. Luddy ends up going down, though, to the sides of Kenzie, who's in the back line right now. However, problem is, you've already capped the point. Kenzie's 2 kills might not mean a whole lot.
Go on, Onigod, give him the odd 1-2.
He ended up doing it. Urki got the kill, though.
Don't worry, I'll do it.
I'll do it, don't worry. You clearly can't aim that SMG, no worries. They're going to push it over the bridge now, and you can see Winstrike already corralling back. No big ultimates online just yet. However, we are nearing some. Dragon Strike 20% away, 5% away from the Emphasize 2.
Tactical retreat. Chow's going to throw in a couple of plasma mortars. Going to try and build up towards that Graviton Surge, but guess who's beating him to a punch? Onigod's there and ready to go, but Urki needs to play catch-up right now. Needs to get a couple more arrows before that Graviton combo is ready to go.
10% shouldn't be too hard. You can see now the Infosight's being used, and Kenzie does run away, as he does use his as well. Graviton Surge on 2 members, and the Dragons are going to get sent through the building. No Transcendence to be had. Main only just got it online, and Unfixed just jumps into the hammer, or the Flame Strike even from Lolshish to donate a kill to get a quick reset. 4 minutes, 30 seconds. They're moving on to this second point fast.
But Winstrike are going to be ready to come back with a vengeance. 5 ultimates in the bank right here after Chow hits a couple more Plasma Mortars, and that all-important combination we just saw waylay the tanks of Winstrike. Down comes the Earth Shadow, and 2 people are laid on the ground.
Early Transcendence, but Lolshish finds a nice pin to start the fight off. Elivote's not too scared at all. He can just frontline right now. He knows he can push against the healerless composition of Winstrike. Problem is, you can't heal out that grab. Unfixed finds one with a Dragon Strike, and Abby Chow cleaning up a couple too. They do end up just forcing Onigod to jump off the map. However, they do manage to stop it before it gets to the point. 2 meters now remain before the second one is captured.
And Winstrike now can put themselves in a great position to try and farm up some ultimates before Angry Titans can get back. Elivote is getting some great Graviton generation right now. He's already 70% of the way to his next one. What we saw there is A-Fox using his Transcendence a little bit early to try and escort in Lolshish and try and mitigate the potential that combination could happen. Kenzie's had enough of a Widow Duel. He sees that Onigod has moved over onto a Big Pig. He's going to be joining him on his co-Australian, and instead going to be throwing out those frag grenades, trying to make sure that those Riptiles were able to bear through.
Elivo 70-80% now on that Graviton Surge, beating Chow to the punch just a little bit here. Chow's trying to get some additional charge up on the side, but he's going to have to be careful as Urki is there to pummel him with a couple of arrows. And you've got to be careful also because Lolsish is moving forward rather aggressively, but you can't let your shield down too often. Only God's on the hog, ready to hook, line, and sinker support.
Only God not getting much thus far. He's hooked 2 shields onto Sharek thus far. Chow's timing has been impeccable, even if he is charging up his counterpart a little bit. Elivo almost has the Graviton. They're ready to come in with a combination. The question is, where are they going to place it? There's no potential for a defense matrix right here.
Sharek backing off very low. You can see they want to grab at least one person. Transcender's being used, but 2 supports on top. The hammer gets laid down to try and defend, but Lolsish was sky high and avoided the entire thing. He's got his own shadow as well as Eng ends up going down to the hammer of Lolsish. Main heals now down for Winstrike, but combination on the point does net unfix the kill. Whole Hog finally used there to just bat away the shield of Sharek. He ends up dropping it down as it does get destroyed, and Aafox just pings Eng in the air.
Luddy being the one to carry the cart through. The trusty Mercy always playing cart duty. I'm sure it's just like in your ranked games. But Chow's come out with a bit of a surprise for us. He no longer wants to play on that Zarya. Instead, he's moving over to the Wrecking Ball. Nope. Okay, back onto the Zarya. He was just giving us a little bit of a bamboozle, trying to play with our hearts there. Didn't even need to remake, he just wanted to mess with me. That's exactly... Chow's a cheeky boy.
He is a cheeky boy. He's got a not so much of a cheeky ult though. 20% is only in the deficit. However, I want to look at Kenzie right now. He's already got the Riptire, switching over to the Junkrat. Had enough for the shields. Has only got his quite a big target to hit. Pretty easy to do so. Moving forward is Urki, 70% ult charge, but with Luddy almost already going down, does mean they're going to have to be a little bit more careful. One arrow will actually net a kill onto the Riptire, but a nice hook from Only God is going to kill Chow, and there you go. Arrow, like I was talking about, and they're going to push in to the Cathedral.
Who needs a Mercy? Aafox quickly building up towards that Transcend. It's going to be the main source of healing as Luddy still needs to get back. Urki's going to unleash for Dragon Strike here, which is going to scatter Winstrike.
It's also going to kill Sharek, and they're going to deliver it as well.
No!
They didn't deliver the car. Eng jumped towards the dead body of the Rhine, but was caught in the head by Only God. A 3-point cap here for Angry Titans, and 2 minutes and 40 seconds in the time bank. Winstrike need to cap here, or they're just going to get knocked out.
Well, at least they made it to Europe in some sense. We've gone to Italy. Question is, will they be able to stay here? They need to do it a little bit faster, or at least complete it at all if they want to stay in Overwatch Contenders. That was what we call a zoning ult, but that was an incredibly effective zoning ult, taking people off the cart. Luddy was dead there. They had very little healing available, and Winstrike maybe got in their own heads thinking about that. Now, they've got to try and figure out how they're going to make their own attack work here. Urki may come out on this defensive Pharaoh. Wasn't his best hero in Season 1, but he's brushed up on it in Season 2, and Only God could be joining him for some double projectile damage. And double projectile is incredibly effective against tanks because the trade-off, when you go projectile, is that the projectiles are a little bit harder to hit. They're not instantaneous. You can't rely on your own aim quite as much as you can with a hit scan. Of course, aim is still important, but against a larger kind of bodies you'd see on a tank composition, especially if they're not moving, if Kenzie does play on that Bastion, you can get a huge amount more damage out. And the ability to strike on large targets with higher damages like with Pharaoh Rockets and Hanzo Arrows, I mean, you can quickly burn through shields as well, which is why Winstrike may decide to come out with 2 of them.
I want to see Kenzie. He's going to stay on it, unfixed as well. Adaptation is the name of the game for Winstrike. That was their forte in Season 1 and even Season 2. And this patch has brought a whole lot of surprises. Damage drop-off for Maze Icicles no longer there. Even Bastion receiving a small buff in the hit scan patch as well. Adaptation apparently took them 2 games to find the one on Anubis. Can they find this one on Rialto and give us a Game 5?
Have they figured out the Titan? Didn't look like it on the defense, Jaws, but now they've weighed up their opponents and does look like they are going to be bringing this out. The Bastion going to be setting himself up a pirate ship on the high seas of Italy, and that was a great boot there. Sharek's not going to be available. This may well be a time for Angry Titans to strike before Sharek can come back. Environmental kills cannot be rezzed, but Kenzie is still rolling on forward behind the Orisa shield.
Angry Titans are running back to spawn, I believe. It looks like they want to actually change something up. Yes, maybe the Farah in the air. No, Luddy's actually going to jump onto the Lucio. There we go. They're going to go for this double shield.
Push, though.
Oh, okay, now we actually see what it is. It is mind games. Only God is going to switch on to that Zarya. Elivo on the Diva.
But Winstrike knew they could win out those mind games in the end because they were still pushing the cart. Angry Titans still have to come back. They will have reclaimed it for free, but look at all the distance that was taken. Unfixed is now up in the air, the Rocket Queen of the moment, and is going to be raining down rocket after rocket already a third of the way towards that ultimate.
What a crazy mind game there. They switch over to the Pharah, which is perfect against this 3-3. He only has to contend with Earlyvote, who can just launch himself up in the air. Kenzie's going to find the kill onto Avox already, and remember, no mercy in this composition either. Kenzie is going to fall, and Gunfix doing a good job of building up on that barrage. 70, almost 80% now as he does boop the Rhine back. Losish gets sent straight under the archway, but with Eng falling, Unfix is going to have not really much support in the air. They're going to have to back off for the time as a lot of tanks are fairly low.
But still, throughout this fight, the cart has been moved forward into the place where Angry Titans have no margin for error. If they lose one fight while the cart's in that position, this is over. May going for a little bit of a dip. He's going to feel rather rusted at the hands of Luddy, but he will have traded that one out. Luddy can get back pretty fast, but he can skate his way on over with that all-important speed boost. But Unfixed, over the course of that fight, built himself up towards a barrage. Sharek can lay everyone low with the Earth Shatter and leave them defenseless at the hands of a huge DPS that can come out from that. It can deal 4,000 damage in total, 100 rockets to 40 damage each.
It's scary stuff, as well as Sharek having that Shadow Coalescence sent out from Avox. He wants to go for that Pharah. Can't quite find her. She dips behind that beautiful Italian architecture. Transcendence used fairly early from Winstrike, and Angry Titans, you can see the amount of pressure on the right now to duck under that archway. There is the Graviton Surge not being able to be used by Only God. Ends up getting eaten potentially. I'm not entirely sure what happened to it, in all honesty.
Got taken
the
out
Dragons will get sent through also, and the self-destructs nets Earlyvote a kill.
Unfortunately there for Earlyvote, he did get killed mid-cast, so that wasn't available for him. Earlyvote now looking up to the sky, and thankfully for Angry Titans, they've managed to keep on this payload so that it hasn't been secured, despite a great combination of Sharek going up with the 180 and then Unfix laying down the rain on top of the vulnerable members of Angry Titans. But they did recoil, they did come back, and now they've built themselves up both an Earth Shatter and a sound barrier for the next fight.
Winstrike changing over to the 3-3 fairly late, though 1 minute now remains. Angry Titans, this could be their game to win.
Thank you, Athena. 1 minute will be remaining. There it is, 60 seconds remaining. Winstrike see that timer flashing before their eyes as they try to stay alive here in Overwatch Contenders Europe. There's been a grand rotation from Angry Titans. Who's even attacking again, Jaws? Apparently it'll be Lolsis laying down the hammer.
Oh my goodness, 3 hammered down. Kenzie is going to fall first. Unfix going very low, dueling out with Earlyvote. Does find the D-Mech, but the rest of his team are already going to go down. Main is going to fall in that Coalescence, keeping Angry Titans alive. 30 seconds remain. One push now available from Winstrike, and they're going to have to make it count.
They are going to have to make it count, and they're going to have to make it quick as well. Eng has that speed boost. He can bring everyone forward. Chow's almost got the Graviton Surge. It's the last hope of Winstrike if they want to stay alive here. But Luddy's going to be ready to try and lay down the beat in an attempt to answer. Avox has had enough of Moira. He's over to the Zenyatta. He wants to lay down the Discord Orb. He wants to nip this one in the bud before it can happen. But Chow has got other plans. The old man, the captain, the big brother of this band of brothers can lay this down in one single ultimate.
They're jumping onto the point. They need to make something stick. A Transcendence fairly early from main here. A Graviton Surge locks up the members of Angry Titans. They're going to swing in. Ladiaki Lolsish, they're already dead. And a self-destruct to boot as well to kill off Earlyvote. They've done it for the time. They're going to be able to cap and add 2 minutes and 30 to their time bank.
Oh, the big exhalation of relief from Winstrike fans raising their bears in chat, and Winstrike players moving forward. They cannot be calm yet. Chow still has 50 charge here, dueling out against the Zenyatta, but can't quite secure the kill. He knows the healing will be coming through rather quickly. But here Winstrike are going to have no support ultimates ready just yet. Kenzie's the closest, almost has for a rally, but you can see Angry Titans have already fired theirs and moved straight onto Cart. They're blocked from the Shatter.
What a block by Lolsish. Secures himself an entirety of a charge as well on his own. He's going to get bullied by Unfix, who force him into this very tight corridor, but the problem is, yeah, you're going to go down fairly quickly as the rest of Angry Titans do jump on him. Rally was used at the start of that fight also, so big health bars now stand in the way of Winstrike for this next push.
Only God and Avox are going to be particularly hardy in the face of danger. Chow probably going to be moving back over from that. Oh, no, he may well be sticking on it. Stop playing with my heart, Chow. I don't know if you're going to remech or if you're just staying on the Hammond. He's out on the bridge. He's going to try and make it work. He's going in for the bowling ball and the pile driver.
The pile driver, 6 people rushing forward now. Only God, though, says thanks for the shield charge, though. A hammer down also. He almost gets spooked in into the Riviera, but a Transcendence is going to keep them all alive. He may have lost all his shielding, but he's still marching forward. A Graviton Surge now to boot as well. 1 minute still remains. Winstrike are going to have to make this push. They've got 2 more to go. Chow's almost got Minefield, but they've only got 1 support ultimate to work with in this next fight.
I've got a feeling of deja vu, Jaws. We're heading into the last push and a Graviton Surge is available, but this time it isn't Winstrike, it isn't Chow, it isn't Unfixed, it's Only God ready to come in. Down comes the Pile Driver again, but down goes Sharik.
Down goes the beat also. 3 members going down. Sharik's going to fall. Losish gets himself another kill, and they've still got the Graviton Surge. The investments and the ultimates are perfect from Angry Titans. Aim's going to fall. Unfixed, you better hightail it out of there, mate. Chow is going to dunk himself into the waters. 1 push now remains.
24 seconds away from elimination. They have now the Graviton Surge. They have the Minefield as well. They can try and lay it down for an explosive finale to this series, but Angry Titans are ready to waylay them. The Earth Shatter is ready.
Elivo, he manages to kill Chow. He got booped by the shield. The Graviton Surge, but the Zenyatta is going to be there with the Transcendence to keep him alive. Sharik hits the floor, but the beat is going to hit it as well. Angry Titans, they just need to kill off the rest of the members of Winstrike. Overtime is there. Chow finds himself back on the cart again. Another Pile Driver to send everybody sky high, but it is him versus 6 members of Angry Titans, staying oh so angry. Elivo kills Chow. Overtime depleted, and Angry Titans are going to Paris.
They have booked their ticket to France. They've booked their ticket to the finals. They've done what they could not do in Season 1. Unfortunately, that is the end of the road for Winstrike, who we will see in Season 3. But for Angry Titans, they've just got a little bit more angry. They need to channel their rage and prepare for those finals.
2 OT pushes for Winstrike, only 1 of them succeeding. And now it will be Angry Titans facing off against either Giganti or Eagle. And we're going to have to find out what that's going to be. They're going to be up next, but we're going to jump over to the desk. We're going to catch our breaths, and they're going to break down the game a little bit more.